I'm in Nairobi, on what could be the girliest street in the whole city. It's one hair salon after another. I'm here with Leonidah. If it weren't for her, I'd be the only Mzungu far and wide. That's what they call white people here. Unlike me, though, Leonidah isn't European. She's 100% African. She was born and raised here in Kenya. Leonidah was born with albinism, a rare genetic condition that means she doesn't have any pigment in her skin or hair and has trouble seeing. Secret combination. You're not wearing your natural hair color. Why do you prefer to wear darker hair?
My natural color is too blonde, and then when it doesn't blend well with my skin color or skin tone, so I like something different so that at least I can look beautiful. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Some people even don't like to associate with people with albinism. So sometimes it's you try to become friendly to someone, but someone pulls back. So if the society just accepts that albinism is just a condition and we are like any other person, then I'll be very much comfortable in the society.
By now, Leonidah is used to looking different and being treated differently. She hardly even notices when people stare. What does scare Leonidah is open hatred, when strangers call her names. Some have even threatened to kidnap her or murder her.
No, I just can't leave the house just going outside. It's something that has grown in me since I was young. Whenever I want to go out, I have to tell someone where I'm going, if I'll be spending there, for how many days or for how long, then what time I'll be coming back and who I'm going to see.
We're headed out west, to the village Leonidah grew up in. It's a day's journey from Nairobi. Leonidah only comes home twice a year to visit her parents and her niece, Melia. Leonidah is the only one in the family with albinism.
You see, I look like my dad or my mom.
Yes, I also think you look like both, but I saw that you look a lot like your mom.
But my dad is old, he has white hair.
She's talking. Leonidah's parents own a farm in the village, but they haven't always lived here. The family was forced to move when Leonidah was a child. After their youngest daughter was born with white skin and fair hair, the family faced discrimination from their community. According to common superstition in Kenya, people with albinism are seen as a curse.
When I gave birth to hospital, the nurses ran away because they thought maybe when my husband comes, he's going to beat me because maybe I had gone about with a Mzungu to get her. But when my husband came, in fact, it's abnormal for an African man to come and hold a kid and kisses. But he came and held her and kissed her.
Did you feel like you had to worry more about her than the other children?
She came with her friends. So the friends were telling me, no, this one is not she's not a white, she's not a Mzungu, she's an albino. She's an albino. So she could ask me, Mom, what is an albino? So I was telling her, albino is a very special kid. In fact, people like albinos, they want them to get, there's so many families who want to get albinos, but they don't get. So you are so special. And that one gave her courage, I think. Mm-hmm. Like Victoria.
And who's that? Visiting her former primary school brings back some painful memories for Leonidah. Many children with albinism are placed in schools for the blind. Leonidah got to attend regular schools. But that also meant she was always the one who stood out. Leonidah remembers being harassed by other kids.
They would pinch me to see if I could feel pain, or just beat me to see if I can cry, or someone can prick me with something to see if blood will come out.
And do you remember, as a child, did you already know that people with albinism were at risk of being killed?
As a child, it wasn't there for killing for ritual purposes, but some communities, like the Maasai community, used to kill because it's not accepted in the society.
And do you remember when you first found out about that? What you thought then?
Yeah, I was in Maasai land. That's when a Maasai approached me and told me that I'm not supposed to be in the community. I'm a curse. They should get rid of me, and they should even they're not taking me to my parents. They're just going to get rid of me. Then they'll tell my parents later. That's when now I started. I thought that this could be dangerous. Like, I'm not safe walking around.
In Africa, more than 130 people with albinism have been murdered over the past few years as part of brutal rituals. Witch doctors use their body parts to make charms that are believed to bring good fortune or wealth. Leonidah says these stories are always in the back of her mind.
You should not find something.
Back in Nairobi, I meet Isaac Mora, Kenya's first member of parliament born with the condition. He's an advocate for the disabled and those who live with albinism.
If somebody ever asks you, how comes you look like this? Just answer him or her, I am this or that way because of the image of? Yeah. You remember that blind man Bartimaeus?
I want to know from him what makes the killings possible.
There's a confluence of superstitious practices and capitalistic greed. Where people want to make money out of persons who are disabled. Who have a skin impairment. It's really sad. And if you look at what is causing these problems, again, it is superstition. It's about traditional beliefs. If you look at many of our Kenyan communities, they don't have a traditional name for persons with albinism. They don't. Black people are also racist. And we need to tell that, because the way they treat people with albinism, it borders on racism. For us, we do not know. We are persons with albinism.
Nighttime in Nairobi. This is when the city is most dangerous, especially for foreigners who might have money or people with albinism. Leonidah only ventures out at night accompanied by friends. She also feels like she can't trust men anymore.
My first boyfriend, I don't know whether he used to love me, I can't tell right now, but he didn't really much appreciate me. Anytime we are with him, we are just indoors. He didn't like to walk with me. When you are walking in the street, he's walking some meters away from me. So I think he didn't want people to know that he's with me or people to think that he's associating with me. So when I saw that and I told him there's no point then, why are we dating? We just call this thing off.
Since moving to Nairobi, Leonidah has met others living with albinism. When she's with them, she gets to feel normal. But what she and the others really want is much more. They don't just want to be tolerated, they want to be loved and respected for who they are.